and welcome. You're watching NewsX. I'm Megha Sharma. More information pouring in. The Union Home Secretary Govind Mohan has reached Prime Minister Narendra Modi's residence. He's briefing the Prime Minister on the security situation after artillery firing and shelling on Indian civilians by the Pakistani Army. That's the latest update. Sanjay on the telecast with me. Sanjay, the Home Secretary is briefing the Prime Minister. The latest we are getting to know is there are at this time, I think 13 casualties that have been reported as per the Ministry of External Affairs information. So that's one more than what was reported just a few hours ago. The total number of casualties, civilians that have been killed in the cross-border firing that has happened from Pakistani side is 13. What is the briefing that is being done by the Home Secretary to Prime Minister Modi today?
देखिए, लगातार पाकिस्तान के द्वारा फायरिंग जारी है। पाकिस्तान इस समय पूरी तरह से बौखलाहट में भरा हुआ है। जिस तरीके से भारत की तरफ से सफलतापूर्वक कल ऑपरेशन सिंदूर को अंजाम दिया, उसके बाद से पाकिस्तानी सेना को समझ नहीं आ रहा है कि वो किस तरह से रिएक्ट करे, अपनी जनता को, अपने देश को कैसा जवाब दे। तो वो बौखलाहट में आकर के तो भारत की सीमावर्ती इलाकों में, सिविलियंस इलाकों में हमला कर रहा है। तो लगातार शेलिंग जारी है, गोलीबारी जारी है और अब पाकिस्तान की तरफ से यह भी कहा जा रहा है कि उसने आर्टिलरी फायरिंग शुरू कर दी है, आर्टिलरी शेलिंग शुरू कर दी है। तो भारत के जितने सीमावर्ती इलाके हैं वहां पर लगातार फायरिंग की घटनाएं बढ़ रही हैं। विदेश मंत्रालय के द्वारा जो फिगर आया उसके अनुसार लगभग 59 लोग घायल हैं इंजर्ड हालत में, जिसमें से 44 लोग अकेले पूंछ के और 13 लोगों की मौत हो चुकी है। तो ये आंकड़ा लगातार बढ़ता जाएगा, नंबर्स लगातार बढ़ते जाएंगे। पाकिस्तान खुल के वार करने की स्थिति में नहीं आ रहा है, पाकिस्तान खुल के एलओसी क्रॉस नहीं कर रहा है, लेकिन वो एलओसी से वहां से फायरिंग कर रहा है, शेलिंग कर रहा है। तो भारत उसका जवाब दे रही है। अब भारतीय फौज भी, भारतीय सेना और बीएसएफ को भी सीधे डायरेक्शन दिए गए कि वो भी फायर ओपन करें और अगर जरूरत लगे तो आर्टिलरी फायरिंग भी करें।
जी, यहाँ पर सवाल ये उठता है कि जो 13 civilians who have lost their lives since Operation Sindhu was successfully executed by the government of India, by the armed forces, यहाँ पे 13 इंडियन सिविलियंस की जान गई है। तो ये जो आर्टिलरी फायरिंग है जो कि इंडियन मिलिट्री को टारगेट करनी चाहिए, बैटलफील्ड पे टारगेट करनी चाहिए, ये सिविलियंस को टारगेट कर रही है पाकिस्तान। इसके ऊपर इंडियन आर्मी का क्या रिस्पॉन्स होगा?
देखिए, हमने देखा कल किस तरह से ऑपरेशन सिंदूर में जो 9 टारगेट जो भारतीय सेना ने लिए थे, तो 9 टारगेट थे टेरर कैंप्स में। टेरर कैंप को टारगेट करके किया था। किसी भी सिविलियन इलाके को निशाना नहीं बनाया गया था, ना ही आर्मी बेस को किसी को निशाना बनाया गया था। तो भारत की तरफ से बिल्कुल ये भी कहा गया था, संतुलित स्ट्राइक की गई थी, टारगेटेड स्ट्राइक की गई थी, लेकिन पाकिस्तान सिविलियन इलाकों में फायरिंग कर रहा है। लेकिन अब कल हमने देखा था, कल केंद्रीय गृह मंत्री अमित शाह ने सीमावर्ती राज्यों के मुख्यमंत्री के साथ बैठक की थी, उनसे पूरी उन्होंने रिव्यू की थी, सिक्योरिटी रिव्यू की थी जितने भी सीमावर्ती इलाके हैं। और उसके बाद में फिर अमित शाह ने जितने भी डीजी हैं, बीएसएफ के डीजी से भी बात करी और सेना के अफसरों से भी बात करी, उनको सीधे साफ निर्देश दिया कि अगर पाकिस्तान फायरिंग ओपन रखता है और आर्टिलरी फायरिंग कर रहा है तो आप भी कीजिए। तो अब भारत की तरफ से भी उसी अंदाज में जवाब दिया जा रहा है जिस अंदाज में पाकिस्तान जवाब चाहता है। तो अगर इसी तरीके से अगर फायरिंग चलती रही तो भारत की तरफ से भी वैसा ही जवाब मिलता रहेगा। तो ये गोविंद मोहन अभी पहुंचे, केंद्रीय गृह सचिव हैं। प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी भी चिंतित है कि सिविलियन क्यों टारगेट हो रहे हैं, क्योंकि पूरा ऑपरेशन करके सक्सेसफुल पूरा ऑपरेशन हुआ और इसमें एक भी जवान की मौत नहीं हुई, एक भी सेना का अफसर की मौत नहीं हुई, लेकिन सिविलियंस को टारगेट कर रहा है पाकिस्तान। तो सिविलियन इलाकों में बचाने के लिए क्या क्या तैयारियां और क्या क्या करने की जरूरत है, इसकी मीटिंग चल रही है फिलहाल प्रधानमंत्री निवास में गृह सचिव गोविंद मोहन के साथ में। क्योंकि केंद्रीय गृह मंत्री अमित शाह इस समय आए हुए हैं सर्वदलीय बैठक में उन्होंने प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी का पत्र पढ़ के सुनाया है, प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी का संदेश सुनाया है कि सभी को एकजुट रहने की जरूरत है। जिस समय भारत और पाकिस्तान के बीच में इस समय टेंशन सबसे ऊपर है इस समय, और इस टेंशन के चलते हुए इस समय सभी की जरूरत है कि सभी लोग देश के लिए और सेना के साथ एकजुट होकर के खड़े रहें।
हमारे साथ बने रहिए संजय। I'm going to quickly get in my panelists into the discussion at this juncture. Major Mohammad Ali Shah, let's try to understand all that has happened in the span of the last few hours. There has been an all-party meeting that has been convened by Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, by Home Minister Amit Shah, There has been a statement that has been issued by the Prime Minister through his Home Minister that all parties, all political leaders need to stand united. We are also getting to know that there are at least 13 civilians that have died in the cross-border firing that Pakistan has targeted towards India. And now a briefing being given by the Home Secretary to Prime Minister Narendra Modi, where Home Minister is also present. What is all of this indicative of? Himanshu, if you can hear me and respond to the same question. Yeah. All these fast-paced developments, important developments, how are we going to safeguard our civilians from the ceasefire violations that are being attempted by Pakistan since yesterday?
Okay, Megha, let me make one thing very, very clear right now. First thing first, and that is when the heat from the Indian side becomes too much, this is what Pakistani Rangers, resort to. Because they turn their artillery, they turn their tanks towards the civilians. And that is what they have been doing, exactly. And you do not expect anything else from a Pakistan. Unfortunately, what's been happening is we have been soft for 75 years and we have been taking this casually. And right now, yesterday evening, if you remember, once the Operation Sindoor was over, within an hour, there was a cross-border firing started. For 2-3 hours, it went on very heavily and then it stopped. After that, this sort of a thing, especially in the Punch, where they have hit a Gurudwara. Now, there is a definite plan on the side of Pakistan to make it, in India, let people fight on the name of religion. There is an official communique from the Al-Qaeda Asia today that we are fighting against Hindustan, Bharat, India. That is what they said. So I will not be surprised if they try and perturb Indian peace. And that is why you are finding, all chief ministers are called and ask them to be together. See, there is a purpose to that. There is a very clear-cut message from Al-Qaeda Asia that we have to fight India. And here, I will not be surprised if temples and Gurudwaras are targeted. On one side, you have Lahore airspace or Pakistani airspace being vacated. So there is a definite signs and what we can know in a conflict-like situation. Right now, it's not become a war, but it could become one. When you have, they want to escalate this after Sindoor, they want to reply back and they could do so. In such a situation, for them, the resort is to fight a stronger enemy, they will resort to this sort of tactics, which they have been doing. And the example is Punch, where you will see, you talk to the army people and you will find out that they have not been firing against each other. Those buggers on that side have been firing to the civilians. They made sure they hit a Gurudwara. And after that, all the thing, this casualty numbers and this and that are coming out. Well, it's sad to say, but that's the practical reality of life. When you don't learn your Shatru Bodh, this is what happens. And this will go on for some time. That is what it looks like. And that's why government is very particular. They are having an all-party meeting right now, telling in no uncertain terms that we are heading for something which is much more sinister than a India-Pakistan conflict.
Okay, I'm going to come to Major Muhammad Ali Shah here, and let's understand, what has happened, Major Shah, in wake of these reports of attacks, these bomb explosions that have taken place in Lahore and in Sialkot. The airports in both these places at this point of time, operations have been suspended. Now the latest we are getting to know is there is apparently a report that there is an explosion that has been heard near Sharafi Goth, which is in Karachi, in Pakistan, and at the same time a briefing being given minute by minute to Prime Minister Narendra Modi of the retaliatory measures being taken by the armed forces along the line of control against the Pakistani armed forces. Is this situation going to further intensify?
Right, Megha, I totally concur. I totally am on the same page with Mr. Himanshu Bhatt. And the very fact is, Pakistan has repeatedly been shelling on our borders repeatedly. And I've got some gruesome videos of the casualty on our side. And my heart bleeds. It bleeds no end to see innocent civilians, women, children, go through such pain. As it is, the anger of Pelgam terror attacks hasn't, it's very much the blood boils, Megha. And yes, so it's about, see, we are a very, very peace-loving nation. Being an army man, I never ever propagate war. In fact, I'm not a warmonger at all. But this time, I say Pakistan had definitely 100% asked for it. And we gave it to them. We struck very hard only on their terror launch pads. We were very, very careful, precision. We didn't attack their military posts or the civil areas. Only the 9 terror outfits. The RAW was very effective in giving the information, in giving the correct accuracy about the targets. We took correct grid references, and as per the precision, it was bullseye. Pakistan has been very scared. They have been doing unprovoked firing upon us. And just yesterday, our army chief, General Upendra Dwivedi, gave a free hand to the forces, to the security forces present, to the army present on the borders, that if at all Pakistan dares to do that again, retaliate in a befitting manner the way you think fit. So most certainly it's a fact that Pakistan is quite rattled right now. Their minister has been caught talking on the phone very clearly. In case the attack intensifies, he's going to run away to UK. Yes, Megha.
Yes. Okay. I'm going to get my third guest into the discussion. Shruti Das Gupta is on the telecast with me. Shruti, now, there are, ever since the Operation Sindoor was conducted yesterday by India, today especially, there have been more reports of blasts taking place in certain other parts within the territory of Pakistan, not on Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, but within Pakistan. This is Lahore, Sialkot, Gujranwala. We're getting to know in Karachi also there have been blasts that have been reported. How do we? And at this point in time, a lot of Pakistani media are peddling untruths that this is the handiwork of India. Now, how is the operation against the Pakistani fake media propagation going to be handled by India?
Pakistan is a terror state, and we have no longer, the world has seen its true face. After Operation Sindoor, when those terrorists were given state funeral attended by military personnel, I don't think anybody can stand up to the camera or to a international agency and say we are terror free, we are victims of terror, which has been their entire narrative, that they are the victims of terror. They no longer propagate it. And when India's Operation Sindoor attacks terror camps inside Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied J&K, then they start pulling the threads of Al-Qaeda and all these, establishments start coming. So Pakistan is now ready, or they've been doing it all day yesterday, they've been doing it all night. They are waging a war to avenge terrorists. Terrorist deaths they are willing to take, and they're willing to take Indian innocent civilian blood in response to the blood spilled for terrorists. And the Al-Qaeda is coming and supporting them. In fact, their very statement is that all the Muslims of the subcontinent should rise up against the Indian forces. So this is no longer just Pakistan's war. The entire terrorist community is willing to come and attack India from inside and outside. This is a call to all Muslims. So the sleeper cells in India will try their nefarious activities. We might
Okay.
see escalations on the Bangladesh side. And so these attacks that are happening, are we not duty bound to avenge our minority Sikh community, what they face in Punch?
Okay.
I think they are justified attacks.
Okay, all right. I'm going to once again reflect it on our television screens. There have been blasts that have been reported in many places in Pakistan since morning today. There have been blasts that have been reported in at least 6 places, including in Lahore, Sialkot and Karachi now. It is being reported that many people have died in these blasts. These blasts have taken place in Sindh-Punjab border, in Shekhipura. Blasts have taken place in Ghotki, in Chakwal and in Gujranwala. Blasts have taken place in Sharafi Goth area in Karachi as well. Earlier there were reports coming in that blasts had taken place in Sialkot and Lahore, after which the Pakistani authorities shut down flight operations at the 2 airports at Sialkot and Lahore. That's the latest update that we are getting to know right now. Visuals on your screens of those plumes of smoke in the air after the blasts have occurred in all these places. Himanshu, but again, this is a situation, this is fast developing. This is minute by minute. There are more of these reports that are coming in. But our concern continues to remain. The line of control, safety of our civilians, the biggest priority of the armed forces.
Yes, I think that has been taken care of yesterday night itself. The villages and the villagers have been evacuated. Whatever is left there, that has been taken care of, and that's why this Home Secretary was briefing Prime Minister. But when we are talking in the terms of, Pakistani skies, if you go and have a look at the Pakistani skies at the present, you will find that there's not a single flight going there. The last one, what I got the picture from the OSINT, said that, the Qatari flight from Doha came halfway and went back to Doha. That's what is happening. And after that, there is a report from the open source media which says that there was a kamikaze drone that hit the naval airport near Lahore. And that has created a mayhem there. Now, how much of it is confirmed, how much of it is not confirmed, I cannot say. But our government has not said anything.
Yeah, okay, all right. We're also getting to know that the DG ISPR presser right now is underway. Again, wild claims being made, and the claim that the Pakistani authorities, Pakistani media spokespersons are making right now is that all these blasts are the handiwork of India without any sort of evidence being provided, without any proof being given. Ajay Jandal on the telecast with me. Ajay, shed more light into these reports of multiple blasts that have been reported in Pakistan and the press briefing that is being held by the Pakistan IG ISPR.
Megha, yes, really surprisingly, because few days back I remember that when Pahalgam attack took place, and there was no word from Indian government side that about Pakistan, that Pakistan is responsible for the attack. They have only said that whosoever is responsible for this attack, they'll be punished. And PM of Prime Minister and Defense Minister of Prime Minister, they started saying that India is, without investigating anything, they are blaming us for this attack on the tourists. And at the same time, when it comes to Pakistan, multiple blasts took place in Lahore, in Gujranwala, in Lahore, in other area in Western, and now Pakistan started blaming, and ISPR, DG ISPR is, after only few hours of this blast, he is addressing press conference and blaming India for these blasts. So that shows that what happens when you face such things. So Pakistan is blaming it, but your social media is flooded with the visuals shared by the Pakistani people that how things have worsened in Pakistan.
Right, absolutely. Stay on with me, Ajay. More information. The Pakistani media is right now reporting that there have been blasts in at least 6 places in Pakistan. This is including in Lahore and Sialkot that we reported earlier today. Explosion was heard near Sharafi Goth area in Karachi as well. Ajay, there is a press conference that is being held by the Director General of the ISPR, and the blame is being put on India for these blasts. What proof and evidence does Pakistan have to make these unwarranted charges?
See, there is no proof given by DG ISPR, and he is just blaming India for this explosion which took place. According to information, last late night, some blast was heard, sound was heard by the locals, and some of them they have captured it live. And what exactly was it? How many blasts took place in 6 places? That is something which has to be investigated first. But because DG ISPR is in a hurry, and that's why he started blaming India for this. And if it has happened by the India, and definitely in the coming time, like yesterday, India have claimed that we have attacked 9 locations, 9 locations of the terrorists, and terror launch pads been hit. Definitely government of India and authorities in India, they are going to claim the same. But before India says anything, Pakistan have started making the statement that India and Indian forces are behind these blasts which took place in Lahore, in other part of Sialkot, and the total number of blasts is 6.
Okay, stay on with me, Ajay. More information. According to sources, last night at 2:30 a.m. there was a person who was trying to infiltrate from Pakistan near gate number 207/1. This is near the BSF post Lakha Singh Wala, which is located in Mamdod block of Firozpur. Sources say that the BSF Jawans present there warned him to stop, but he kept moving forward. After this, the Jawans opened fire and neutralized him. Vipin Parmar on the telecast with me. Vipin, there has been a report on infiltration that has happened along the border in Punjab. The BSF has been successfully able to neutralize this individual. Shed more light into this.
Of course, Megha, amid tension between India and Pak, this infiltration bid had been foiled by border security forces at their in Firozpur when this person at 2:30 hours today morning, he tried to infiltrate into the borders from international border from Pakistani side to Indian side. The BSF Jawans who were posted at that particular pillar 207/1 at Singh Lakhawala post, they warned him, they asked him not to infiltrate or not to cross the international border, and they warned him after making multiple attempts. This person tried to infiltrate into the inside the international border towards Indian side. So border security forces Jawans, they neutralized this particular person. So more information is awaited, but still the border security forces, they are on a high alert. They are keeping a very close eye over the movement, whether it's any sort of human movement or any sort of drone movement at the borders. So this is the result. The activeness of border security forces at the borders. They have neutralized this person and they have foiled this particular infiltration bid.
All right, thanks for giving me that information. Coming back to you, Major Alisha, what do you make of could there be more of these infiltrations that may happen along the border? Obviously, our security forces, the BSF, have been alerted along the borders of Pakistan and Jammu and Kashmir and Gujarat. It's highly important to ensure that such incidents are prevented.
Mega 100%. They are going to be infiltration attempts, no doubt. I will tell you about in the year 2003 when I was a young lieutenant. I was just merely 30 meters away from the Pakistani post, and here was the fencing. There were several attempts even that time, and they tried to attempt in all different ways. That's the time electric fencing was coming about and the ceasefire came about before our eyes. So they had attempted with the help of, they tried to do an underground tunnel. They tried to, one of the person was found with a electric proof sheet over. So we caught all that. So they think they are smart. We are smarter. We know all their tactics, and your channel is seen across as well. So anyone who's listening to me, they should know that if any of your attempt will be foiled, 100%, they will definitely be foiled. So don't even try attempting your smart ones on us, because we know exactly what you're up to. Secondly, now when we were so close to them, Because one day an intercept came to my bunker on their radio set. On the radio, their Pakistani major was telling his junior commission officer that Saab, Indian Army thinks very highly about us. They think we are very professional. The day they come to know the reality of us, that very day they will attack us. I still remember I given at 4:30 p.m. I had sent out the sitrep. This is what I had caught on the intercept on the radio, a signal which came from Pakistan. So most certainly they are going to be attempts, but all the attempts are going to be foiled.
Okay.
They have been violating the ceasefire continuously, Megha, and I think what we have done by an airstrike, we have given them a nice dose. But as Karma says, BLA, TTP, where will they run? They are causing damage for their own selves, and that's the way they are going to be more explosions coming up. It may not be from India, that I will not tell them, because they will be hearing, but they are in for serious trouble, Megha.
Right, absolutely. All right. On that note, I will take a short break. Stay tuned on NewsX for more updates on this big developing story. Thanks for watching.
अगर आप बनना चाहते हैं एंकर या फिर आप में है जुनून एक तेज तर्रार न्यूज रिपोर्टर बनने का, तो आप ज्वाइन करें ITV और इंडिया NewsX का मीडिया स्कूल। ITV नेक्स्ट मीडिया इंटरनेशनल स्कूल का कोर्स आपको मौका देता है देश के दिग्गज एंकर्स के साथ काम करने का। ITV नेक्स्ट मीडिया इंटरनेशनल स्कूल में आप बेहद नजदीकी से देख पाएंगे किस तरह से ITV नेटवर्क के दिग्गज पत्रकारों की टीम दिन रात खबरों पर काम करती है। इस कोर्स के दौरान आप सीखेंगे एंकरिंग की एक एक बारीकी उन एंकर्स के साथ जो देश को रखते हैं हर खबर से बाखबर। ITV नेक्स्ट मीडिया इंटरनेशनल स्कूल का ये कोर्स आपके एंकरिंग स्किल्स को करेगा इतना सशक्त, मजबूत, जिससे आप बनेंगे पत्रकारिता की दुनिया का वो चमकता चेहरा जो दुनिया देखेगी और पसंद करेगी।
It is now confirmed that India has carried out 9 strikes into Pakistan. There you have it. It's a large explosion that has taken place. You can hear the sound of the missile coming down.